Okay. There we are, recording. All right. Well, hello everyone and welcome to our Netpa virtual meeting. My name is Verily Keenan. For those of you who don't know, I'm the president of Netpa, and we're going to start off by introducing our board this morning. So next slide, please. Meet our board. There we are. That's me. So my career has spanned business, economic, and workforce development. I've held positions as Assistant Commercial Officer with the British Consulate General in San Francisco. I've worked with the Arizona Department of Commerce. My job now is a business services representative with Arizona at Work, Maricopa County. And what I do is match job seekers with employers. So I have a great job and I really enjoy it. So next slide, please. There we are. There's our own Jose Rojas. He's our Vice President and Treasurer. And as you can see, for the past 30 years, Jose has served in various capacities in social services, ranging from working with young adults for social change, adults living with HIV and other chronic health conditions, adults covered by AHCCS in Maricopa County. He's worked with via crisis services, and of course, workforce development, employment, and psychosocial rehabilitation services. So Jose currently works as a senior project manager with employment and rehabilitation for Aetna Inc. And he is certainly a proponent of employment and psychosocial rehabilitation services. And Jose recognizes their impact on members finding their passion. Jose intends to continue working with public health sectors, guided by his purpose to ensure quality services, staff development, and transformative change. Wonderful. Thank you, Jose. So Maggie is our secretary. Maggie is an experienced economic development manager and has a demonstrated history of working in the health and wellness industry. Her employment history includes AT&T, US Chamber of Commerce, Senpatico, and Mercy Care. And Maggie has skills in sales, business development, management, training, human resources, and not to mention economic development. Maggie's been a member of our Netpa organization for over 10 years. Next slide, please. Here's our own Sherry Sezowinski, our board member. Sherry earned her bachelor's degree from the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Sherry spent the last 13 years in workforce development, bringing businesses and job seekers together, which is what we all do. Working with TANF and WIOA contractors, as well as other grant programs. So Sherry has worked as an apprenticeship training representative for the Arizona Apprenticeship Office, and then as a regional program manager. But she recently has joined Hamilton Riker Talent Grow, which is an intermediary sponsor for registered apprenticeship. She is a grant manager there, so Sherry has stayed within the apprenticeship field. And in her spare time, Sherry enjoys exploring new restaurants, sightseeing, and spending time with her family and her dog. What's better than that? So here's Winslow Zhang, who joined us briefly earlier. He's our other board member. And Winslow moved to the United States in 2010 to attend the University of Iowa, where he got a bachelor's degree in psychology. Then he started working for nonprofit organizations, where Winslow assisted people with disabilities. In 2016, Winslow moved to Phoenix and started working as a job developer for Valley Life. And for the past 5 years, Winslow's been striving to connect unemployed populations with local employers and get people back to the workforce. That's what we all want. Professionally, Winslow recently graduated from Grand Canyon University with an MBA degree in Strategic Human Resources Management. He also received SHRM CP certification, and he's a member of the SHRM Greater Phoenix chapter. And with this increased knowledge, he's hoping to better serve his clients and gain a better understanding of employers' concerns in talent recruitment and retention. Personally, Winslow enjoys exploring the Phoenix food scene and trying out different restaurants. And he also is a chef, and he likes to try out recipes he finds online. And Winslow is actually in charge of our social media accounts. So now he's really increasing our social media presence, So please look out for additional posts and information that will be coming from our board. So that's Winslow. Thank you. So now let's talk a bit about our core values. What is NEPTA? Well, connecting the underserved to the right employers. We feel some job seekers are underserved. For example, they may have limited English, they may have a criminal background. So we're very keen to help them. So we believe in growing our community. We all feel very passionate about providing employment resources to job seekers, thus enabling them to build a better life for themselves and their families. And of course, connecting them with employers to help grow the employer's business. We like to do what's unconventional. Just because it's always been done like that, it doesn't mean we've got to continue doing it like that. So we try and think outside the box. I know it's a cliche, but that's what we do. Okay. So what is our purpose? Together with our community partners, we recognize job seekers with barriers and challenges. And most importantly, we connect them to long-term gainful employment. In other words, not just a job, but we like to think of it as a career. And our vision, in 3 years, at least 50 companies belong to the NEPTA organization. They receive guidance, support, and direction as we help them hire qualified individuals who are facing barriers to employment. So that's a bit about us. And please, I encourage everybody on the call, if you haven't done so already, please join NEPTA. As you can see, our yearly fees are only $25 for an individual and $75 for a company or organization of up to 5 employees. As well, if you join, you could be eligible, if you wish, to be considered for to be a board member. So that's just another one of the benefits of being a member of NEPTA. So if you have any questions about NEPTA, you can see here's a link to our website where you can join, or please feel free to reach out and ask any of the board for more information. So next slide, please. Aha, now we are delighted to welcome these amazing employers. Thank you again so much for joining us today. As you can see, we have Aramark, Community Medical Services, Copa Health, Beacon Group, and Hyatt. So Jose, thank you very much. I'm going to hand it over to you. You're on mute.
Good catch. Thank you, Vera-Lee.
I do it all the time.
I know. I just want to make sure the animals aren't making too much noise in the background. So thank you, Vera-Lee, for that wonderful introduction. So I want to thank Hyatt, Community Medical Services, Copa Health, and Beacon Group, as well as Aramark for joining us today. I think oh, no, there he is. Okay, I lost you for a second, Victor. I see you now. So thank you all. So basically, we're just going to have a very informal discussion. And for those of you who are currently in the meeting with us, please feel free to use your chat feature if you have any questions for our panel today. So let's get right into it. So the first question I want to ask is just give us some general information about your organization, the positions you're seeking. So we'll start with, and we'll go with Community Medical Services. Megan, you're up.
Thanks, Jose, and hello, everyone. I hope that you guys are having a great day. My name is Megan, and I'm one of the recruiters here at Community Medical Services. Currently, I handle the recruitment for our clinical positions and our corporate positions as well. Right now, we are hiring for a variety of support staff, BH counseling, BH clinical, nurses, and enrollment and billing specialists. What we do specifically is we are an outpatient treatment center for adults that are suffering from substance use disorders. So we are looking for individuals that could be compassionate to the needs of those that are chemically dependent, have a variety of flexible schedules, and all roles are benefits eligible after 30 days of hire. So I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit more about us and look forward to hearing your questions.
Thank you so much, Megan. Angie from Hyatt Hotels, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Hyatt?
Yes, well, thank you for having me here today. I recruit for 6 of our Hyatt properties in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe area. So I will have to tell you that I've been with the Hyatt, and my husband's with the Hyatt for almost 25 years. So I can tell you a lot about the Hyatt, and we have a lot of tenure from our colleagues there. We are looking travelers are coming back, vacationers are coming back in full force, and we really need to staff our hotels because people are ready to get out. So we have things from our company that, I mean, you can come as a PBX operator, you can do a front desk host, or you can do a busser, server, engineer, something in events. There's basically something for everyone. And we really just try to recruit on just your personality, your drive to be a part of something that, you know, is bigger and can make a difference in people's lives and their travel experience. But we're willing to train. We don't need to have most experience from anybody. We just want somebody who's going to come in willing to do the work, and we'll do the other work of training and getting you where you want to be.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that, Angie. And now we'll go over to COPA Health, and we have Yolanda and Greg. Please tell us a little bit about COPA Health and some of the positions that you're looking for.
Of course, yes. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Yolanda.
Sorry, I had to unmute me. So my name is Yolanda Flores, and I'm one of the recruiters for COPA Health. And how COPA Health originated, there's two entities that merged together, Partners in Recovery and Mar Community Resources. So, and how our name was founded was by just staying with Maricopa. So we got the COPA part, and so that is how our name came about. So COPA Health provides services and resources for individuals with developmental and intellectual and behavioral health challenges. So the services include integrated health, employment and training, residential, in-home support, day programs, case management, psychiatric care, and much more. So we are looking, we have a lot of positions open, from BHTs, case managers, caregivers, medical assistants, peer support, office assistants. Do you have anything, Greg, that you want to?
Yeah, we pay for the training. You go through training. And we have bonus incentives right now, incentive retentions. We have sign-on bonuses. And we want the candidates to continue growing with our company. So we want to be able to promote as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And before we get to Beacon Group, I received a question that is directed towards Angie. Angie, the question is, will Hyatt consider, oh, you answered in the chat already, would consider felony backgrounds for certain positions? And I'll pose that question to all of you to give you all the opportunity to answer. So we'll start with Angie, and then we'll go back to the introductions. We'll circle back.
Okay, yes, and that's a great question. We do, and it's all based on the hotel, the position, and really how long ago it was, and all those little details. So we don't, we're not going to say no. We'll always open that opportunity, have a discussion with you, and definitely consider everybody for these positions.
Quick question prior to us going around. I know some of the advice we give as folks that work with job seekers who may have a challenge in their background is we inform them to answer the question honestly, of course, on the application, and say yes when that question is asked, and then put in some information saying to be discussed at the interview, and not put it all on the application. So because every individual is different, and to give them the opportunity. Is that something that you guys are okay with?
Yes, when I review applications, you answer honestly, because at the end of the day, once we start the process, we're not going to stop. And then once we do the background check and you get cleared or not, then we'll guide you of saying, do you have to get your fingerprint card? Do you have to get your good cause? If you get this on your own, then we'll rehire. If you pass the background and then you fail the fingerprint, which happens sometimes, then we will work with them getting their good cause if they're eligible. And then we'll figure out, or we might have to let them go and then rehire them back when they get it. It depends on what the contracts and everything say, but yes, we're open.
Okay, thank you for that. Megan, I want to give you an opportunity to answer that question as well.
Yeah, so we are always open to discussion. We do pride ourselves on being a second chance employer. So really really just making sure that we're having a transparent conversation up front. Additionally, a lot of the roles that we could hire for may include someone that is a peer support specialist that maybe does have that lived experience. And we do have a correctional health department as well. So that's something we're open to. If the role that you applied for isn't the best fit, I can always direct you to a role where we could move forward.
Thank you so much. Now we'll circle back to Naomi Bennett so she can tell us a little bit about Beacon Group, and then feel free to answer the question. Tell us a little bit about Beacon Group, and then feel free to answer the question.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I do have a little bit of a delay on my end, so I apologize if there's a pause. So we work with adults with disabilities, both developmental and behavioral health, in a vocational setting. So this goes everywhere from building resumes, applying for positions, as well as on-the-job training. We do what's called work adjustment training or group supported employment. The list goes on, depending on where the individual is coming from. In that, we are hiring for job coaches or direct support professionals. We're also hiring vocational instructors, educational instructors, custodians. We are an Ability One contract holder, so we do have contracts with the federal government. So in answering the question about a criminal background or history, it depends on the position. There are some positions where we can hire individuals who have a criminal history, and there are some positions where we cannot. So it's just finding the best fit for the person.
Thank you. All right, Victor from Aramac, why don't you tell us a little bit about your organization, and then also regarding individuals with a challenging background.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Victor Carbajal, and thank you for having us here today to speak about our organization. Currently, Aramark, we're all over the place. I'm the senior HR director for Arizona State University. So what we provide is all the food service on campus, from the Tempe location to the one out in the Mesa area, in Glendale, and the downtown campus. Anything that deals with food at the university, we manage. The university dining halls, where we hire cashiers, food prep workers, cooks, to the national brands on campus. So Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, all those brands at the university, we hire for those. There's no experience needed. I mean, it's a lot of it started in food service, right? And fast food. So it's easy to start. We provide all the training. And the cool thing about it is we don't require a food handler's card for somebody to be hired with us. We provide all the training and get everybody certified depending on where they're hired in. We also do have, aside from the operational roles, we do have those functional roles, such as catering sales admins and financial admins, and those manager positions that we're looking for too as well, from a food service director to a chef. So we do hire all those positions. In regards to the background, the cool thing about us is that we'll take all the information in. We do ask all of our candidates to be honest with us, even in the application, because it's all contingent on the background, right? And if for some reason something comes up, the company does allow the candidate up to 10 days after that background comes back to discuss the situation, to see what happened and whatnot. Because at times, there's those situations that they may not be part of, right? Unfortunate, but we do work with those individuals on specific positions that we hire.
Well, thank you so much, Victor. And I saw a question in the chat regarding contact information for Copa Health. I see you answered that, but what I want to ask our esteemed panel, if you all can put your contact information in the chat so it's available to everyone. I see folks are asking for your contact information. So please put your email or your phone number, whatever you're comfortable with, in the chat. For those participating, we have a good group size today, so they're asking for that information. So the next question for our panel is regarding, let's talk about your culture. Let's talk about what it's like to work at your organization. Let's give our folks who are participating and the folks who are going to watch later on YouTube what it's like to work for your organization, And you can speak from experience as an employee yourselves. Any insight that you can provide, here's an opportunity to give job seekers insight that they might not get otherwise. So we'll start this time with Hyatt, and then we'll go on from there.
Okay, thank you. So I would say whenever I'm recruiting that one of the best things about the Hyatt is that you're coming into a family-like atmosphere. Hyatt does have more than 100,000 colleagues around the world, but their general purpose and care for their colleagues is the same for all of the Hyatts. And I know that because I've transferred with my husband and with my job from all over the place and seen different hotels in different areas. And from every one of those hotels, it is an inclusive environment. They care. A lot of our hotels, if you come across hard times, they have a care fund. And depending on what you're going through, if they feel like you need that extra help, then we'll try and contribute more to those care funds. Wear jeans on Friday and contribute $5 to the care fund so that we can help our colleagues. It's more than just a job. It really, truly is a family environment. And I think that that's one of the reasons why we have so many people who stay within the Hyatt family for so long. And I think that a lot of people just don't realize that you get a job at one Hyatt, you're a Hyatt employee, so you can go anywhere and kind of just transfer and still keep your tenure there. We were voted the 16th spot on Fortune 100 Best Companies to Work For in 2021. We're pretty much on that list consistently every year. We are the best employers for diversity and for new grads, and that's a Forbes statistic as well. But we are open. We try really hard to get out to all communities so that we can be inclusive and we can be a diverse organization.
Thank you so much, Angie. Megan, why don't you tell us a little bit about CMS's culture?
Yeah, absolutely. With community medical services, I feel that there's this narrative because we deal with such a heavy subject matter in everyday life that the culture may also not be very light and very fun, but it is absolutely the opposite. We take our services very seriously, but we like to have fun. It is going to be a casual environment with flexible schedules, and we really do bring a lot of fun to the table, whether it's having competitions for decorations for the holiday season, or currently now we're in Valentine's Day, which gets very competitive. Our prizes are really great, so individuals really want to step it up. We just really try to make sure that we're able to make everyone's day. A lot of our mission is making sure that when individuals come into our clinic, that they feel that this is a safe place that's free of judgment, free of stigma. So making sure that our employees feel that value to know what they have to bring to the table as well is something that we're really passionate about. We're very involved when it comes to employee recognition, recognizing our MVPs as well. So really just making sure that individuals have, fun in the workplace, even if they are dealing with a serious subject matter.
Thank you so much. Copa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Copa health culture?
Yes. Well, our culture, Copa Health, we have a caring and compassionate staff that they meet with our clients. We have employee recognitions. We have great benefits, sign-on bonuses. We have limited growth and career advances opportunities. We have also increased pay based on annual, we have annual performances, so that we do have increases done there, and career development. Then we have a fabulous PTO where we have up to 3 weeks off the first year. Benefits do start I believe it's the first month after employment. And we do provide tuition reimbursement up to $1,000. So we do have a lot of attractions for our employees.
And I would say that, it's a very family oriented. Our upper management really care about staff and clients across the board. I've worked at a couple companies, I'll be honest with you, going through the pandemic, they treated us very well and made sure we all stayed and took care of all of us. And that's very unusual for some companies and people to do, in my opinion.
Thank you. Beacon Group, why don't you tell us a little bit about your culture and what it's like working there?
Absolutely. Our culture here is very much family first and work second. Our hope is that work becomes your second family. And that is definitely prevalent within the team here. We, you talked about COVID, Copa, you did. During COVID, our teams worked really hard together. When the pandemic first hit, there was a lot of things you couldn't find, like toilet paper, eggs, ramen was a big one, and lunch meat. So there was a lot of things. Our teams, individually, we would go out and we would go grocery shopping, and people just started bringing stuff in because they knew others could benefit from it. Maybe they were able to get an extra thing of eggs or an extra pack of ramen or lunch meat or milk or whatever it is. Toilet paper was a big one too. And everybody just works together to support one another, and that hasn't changed. At any given moment when there's a struggle, a challenge, someone's there to support and pick you right back up. So it's a really big piece of our culture here, and that's inclusive of our clients. We're there to help pick them up every single day, so we need to be able to help pick each other up.
Thank you for that, Naomi. All right, Victor, tell us a little bit about what it's like to work at Aramac and the culture that's there.
Yeah, our culture here, it's all about having fun and impacting lives, right? We all went through school, and for us, right, even as an HR manager, going around and walking around our dining locations, and just getting to speak with the students. For us, a lot of our employees have been here for a very long time, so tenure is a big thing for us, but it's a big family for us. The other day I was speaking to one of our cooks, and she's been here for about 15 years now. And I just asked her, what just drives you to come here every day, right? And it's a lot of work, right? We do feed a lot of students, but she said Victor, these students are like my kids, and they remind me of my kids, right? So I get to feed them, and hopefully that we make their day, right? There's times that they could be stressed out because of midterms or finals and whatnot. And as they come into our locations, it's just a matter of providing comfort for them. And that's what we preach at our locations. And all of our staff is willing to do that. So whatever it takes to help out our students, our faculty and staff, and the everyday customer, it's what we love doing.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right. One of the things that I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about is some of your most needed positions to be filled. And when you talk about those positions, talk about a little bit about maybe the skills, knowledge, and abilities someone may need to have to get into those positions. Because we have a lot of folks in terms of our job seekers that may have not worked for a while, that are starting to come back into the workforce, and they're looking for a foot in the door, so to speak. So if you can speak to that and what that's like, talk about maybe some entry-level positions, maybe talk about other specific positions that you're really looking to fill, and then we'll talk more about schedules and all of that good stuff. So we'll go ahead this time and we'll start with Copa Health.
Yeah, so, sorry about that. So yes, we do have entry level for people. We have a behavioral health paraprofessional paid traineeship. All you have to have is a high school or GED. No experience, we can get you an entry level and get into some shadowing in the group home settings. We also have DSP caregivers that you just have to apply for it and be 18 and above, and then we can do the rest with you. We also have behavioral health technicians for our group homes, high school GED. So as long as we start with the high school GED, and then the more experience you have, the more pay you get. So it's just a matter of doing that. So you got to start somewhere, but we want you to grow as well. And Yolanda, you can fill in some more.
Okay. We do have a case manager internship where we reach out to students that are just receiving their bachelor's in social work psychology. So they'll come in and do 120 hours paid internship, and then they could transition into a full-time case manager. The internship starts at $16, and once they transition into a case manager role, it is $18.50 an hour. We do have office assistant positions, medical assistant positions that medical assistant position requires at least 1 year experience and a medical certification, MA certification. So there is a lot of other positions that we have that our employees, they advance into, let's see, opportunities, growth opportunities. So basically those are kind of like the entry, levels that we have.
Well, thank you for that, Copa. Okay, let's go with Megan from CMS. Tell us a little bit about the availability that you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. So currently we have openings in our Mesa location and our Phoenix location as well. Our Phoenix location is actually a center that's open 24/7. So we do have a variety of shifts that are available for entry-level positions. Currently, we are looking for someone that does have a high school diploma or GED equivalent. And then really, we're just looking for someone that has the right attitude. We absolutely can train on skills, just making sure that we do have someone that we feel matches our mission, vision, and values. Right now, we are starting everyone at $15 and up, and those positions would be front desk and client navigator. Again, we are starting people at $15 per hour, but if you do have previous experience, we definitely can make that more competitive. And then we really do offer a lot of growth from within. We are a company that is very much in a growth mode. We just opened up another clinic in Dallas last week, and we're opening up another clinic in Denver, Colorado. So really just experiencing a lot of growth. And we do have someone that started out as a front desk with the company that now is a regional operations director. So we definitely look within whenever possible. But as we continue to grow and enter new states and expand our presence here in Arizona where we're headquartered, we definitely need to hire externally as well.
All right, thank you for that. Victor, why don't you tell us about some of your entry-level positions and what you're seeking?
Majority of our entry-level positions, will range from your everyday dishwasher to cashiers and just general food prep, right? Our food prep program, a lot of people come in, they learn the ways of a commercial kitchen, and some of our cooks now started out as food prep. It's just a matter of understanding the volume of it. We do have admin positions too as well that start out as just general data entry, customer service, and speaking to the students that lead on to senior finance clerks and catering sales managers. So those are some of the positions that we do have that are entry level. We also have more experience where they need more experience, such as our regional directors and chef managers and whatnot. So those are some of the positions that we do have.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Beacon Group.
Hi. So
Yeah.
our entry-level positions that I'm hiring for right now are job coach level 1 or DSP level 1. We have various levels within our organization. With a level 1, you do not have to have a GED or high school diploma. You do have to have it for certain sites, but we don't require it for all of them. Driver's license and ability to gain or already have a level 1 fingerprint clearance card are our biggest pieces there. The biggest thing that I'm looking for when hiring a job coach is someone who can work hard, because we do have very difficult jobs. Some of them are manual labor, some of them are tedious. They can become very tedious. So just someone who's really there to support our individuals with getting through those positions: landscaping, custodial, warehousing, mail rooms. Those are the types of jobs that we're hiring coaches for currently. And then someone who's patient and kind and can really take the training to the next level in a way that meets that individual where they're at.
All right, well, thank you, Naomi. Hyatt, you're up.
Okay, well, we are hiring for basically all entry-level positions. And I'm going to piggyback on what Megan said too. Hyatt does a really good job of growing people from, entry-level positions into management positions, into any department really that they want to. I started off in catering and events, went over to human resources. And my husband started off in culinary, went to food and beverage, the front of the house side, and then now is the director of rooms at one of the Hyatts out here. So we have anything from, if you wanted to do event setup and set up rooms with the tables and chairs and, all of that, we have stewarding jobs, we have hostess jobs. If you want to be a market attendant and work in our market at our hotels, several of our hotels have that. We front desk, we don't require any kind of like educational background or anything like that. Again, we just want people friendly, you know, personalities, and we can teach the rest and train you to be your best and kind of guide you through, you know, your career to where you want to be. But those are some of our entry level positions. They're pretty much open at all of our properties. Housekeeping, another one, is one that we really need right now. I know that Hyatt Regency Scottsdale is paying $18 an hour starting off, plus they're giving a $250 monthly payout just if you show up to your job every day. So an attendance award, and then as well as the feedback on the guest rooms. If the guest rooms are clean and meet expectations, they get bonuses on that. So there's so much potential to make a lot of money in these hourly entry, you know, level positions, and then to grow from there.
No, thank you for that. The next thing I want to talk about, and I'd be remiss if what we didn't, is this current pandemic that we're dealing with, and how it's affecting employers. Can you talk a little bit about your organization and what you're doing to protect your employees, and what options are available to your employees during this pandemic? Because I know every organization does things differently, but I want to give you an opportunity to speak to that, because our job seekers have mentioned that as a concern. So we really want to address that. So we'll start with, I'll give you this time, whoever wants to go first, I'll give you that opportunity. How's that? Who wants to be first on the hot seat?
I'll go ahead and go.
All right. Thank you, Angie.
Yeah, definitely. This is a very odd time that we're living in. We definitely want all of our colleagues to be well protected. We do well checks whenever you come in. So everybody just does the temperature check and, you know, make sure that if you will give you the time off if you do not feel good. And, you know, with this new Omicron virus, I feel like everybody's getting it. So we're, you know, definitely offering the time off, even if you feel like you just have a sore throat, or, you know, you thought you were around somebody. We do require our colleagues to wear masks, whether they're vaccinated or not, just to protect themselves and to protect others and our guests. Besides that, I mean, we do extra cleaning in our hotels, and have extra protocols on the cleaning side that we use to protect our guests and our colleagues.
Thank you for that, Angie. So let's just go around. Megan, do you want to talk about CMS's stats and what's going on there?
Yeah, absolutely. So over the course of, you know, pretty much the last 2 years, I'm losing track of time now because it's all pandemic time. It's actually resulted in us creating a lot more positions so that we could focus in on safety. We hired a new safety coordinator that's at our corporate location that's overseeing all protocols for the clinic. And then on the ground in the clinics as well, we're implementing more client navigators, which are essential in limiting the amount of people that we have at a clinic in one time. In addition, you know, making sure that our clinics are spaced out, that the chairs are a minimum of 6 feet apart, and putting plexiglass around, you know, any commonly used surface. Previously, you know, that was something that was only going to be like in the nursing or the medical station, but now we have that where all support staff would, you know, possibly work, and just really making sure that we're being conscious of that. We are a type of organization that does need individuals to wear a mask at all times. So that is something that we are enforcing as well when you are coming into our clinics. We do have hourly sanitation logs that are expected to be filled out by all employees as well. So just making sure, you know, that we're able to stay on top of it. But it's organic, right? Things keep changing. You know, we are a company too that has good financial incentives to make sure that our employees feel valued. We don't know what everyone's kind of going through at this time or what their family may be going through. So we were able to surprise our employees with a $1,000 bonus, just saying, no, thank you for continuing to show up.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Copa.
Okay. For our organization, we also do well checks. All of our campuses are required to do well checks before they go in. And also our clients. We have mandatory masks that we wear. And then also we receive emails on COVID status, you know, where we're at, where the state of Arizona is at. So we have information that is sent to us. And also we do have hybrid schedules. at some of our locations that we do. And then also and some of the new employees that come in, we do provide an incentive retention bonus, up to $2,000. So, we try our best just to, to contain our employees and just to be safe amongst each other.
Thank you for that. Greg, do you have anything you want to add, or are we good?
We're good. Just in the group homes, we have the PPE for everyone, and with the clientele and the group home setting compared to the outpatients, the same thing. Temperature, everyone needs to wear a mask regardless if you're vaccinated or not. The same thing with our admin. When you come in, you got to check your temperature. We have a face thing that you put it up, and so our company sends out weekly and every other day. It feels like new updates and just information for us to look, to take it in.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, Aramark.
One of the things that we've been always preaching for us, even prior to the pandemic, was safety, right? And mirroring everybody's, wellness checks. I think that's just the norm for moving forward for everybody. But one of the things that we implemented ourselves is to keep our employees just motivated. We never stopped our operations, even through the whole 2020 or whatnot. We still were open to the university. We provided, obviously we had to feed our students and those students that weren't able to go back home. So we provided all of that. We implemented a daily pay function. So employees are able to receive that paycheck right after their shift. So that was a wonderful thing that we've implemented ourselves. One of the things that we also did during our breaks, just because our work is heavy during semesters, and during the slower times, we were able to pay for some of our employees' benefits to cover that during the pandemic as well. So we were able to do that. Things changed, obviously, but during those breaks, we were able to do that and maybe continue to do it in the future. It's not a guarantee, but that's one of the things that we have been doing during our pandemic efforts and whatnot.
Thank you so much. Naomi, would you give us a little bit of insight into Beacon Group?
We are also doing the checks as you come in. There is a lot that Beacon Group has implemented over the last few years. It does feel like it's all meshing together at this point. But it starts at the front door. We have the signs posted. We do wear masks regardless of vaccination status. We're socially distancing. We have dividers in most of our workstations, or they're separated in completely different areas. So that way we're maintaining social distancing. We wear gloves when we're sharing tools or supplies. We want to make sure that we have gloves on, whether that's on our landscaping crews or in-house with our custodial teams. Or on sites with our custodial teams. We're also disinfecting and cleaning regularly. We use Oxivir, and then we Protexis once a week, which is a static chemical that goes down and gets in every corner. It's been really great for us. And then we're just monitoring for symptoms as well, encouraging vaccinations and boosters, of course, but leaving it up to personal choice. But yep, that's what we're doing.
All right, thank you. So one of the things that Netpa hears from our job seekers is, hey, I applied to a job and I never heard back. So I want to give you folks an opportunity to speak to our job seekers about the application process. What's the time frame look like from when someone submits an application? How long should it be before they expect that first call back, whether they're going to move forward or not? If they're not, what's that process like? If they do, what's that process like? And just the general time frame from application to possibly being brought on as a staff member. So we'll start with Copa Health on that one.
Yeah, so once you apply, you would go to our website, www.copahealth.org, and I'm sure we can type it in that as well for y'all. Once someone applies, I would say 1 to 3 days. You should be hearing something. I mean, we want it as quick as possible. We have things going on, but 1 to 3 days is the target. And then, to reach out, we'll leave a message, we'll text, we'll email to follow up if we leave a voicemail. And hopefully they get back to us and then we move on to the next candidate. And then the time that they get back to us, we do the phone screen with them. And then hopefully we're getting them in an interview. We do new hire orientation the first week of every month and the third week of every month. So we do it twice a month. So give you an example, if you were hired today, you could probably start on our next one on the 7th, as long as you clear everything. That'll give time to do the onboarding process. So people have to understand the onboarding, you know, the background, the drug test, the physical, TB, and everything that we need to do. So there is a little time when you get hired, but that's how the process goes, and that's the goal.
Okay, so just to recap, if someone were to apply to Copa Health within the first 1 to 3 days, initial contact will be made, and then it goes from there.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. That's the goal. That is the goal.
Thank you for that. All right, we'll give it to Megan to talk about CMS.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something that me and the executive team have been chatting quite a bit about, really making sure, as we've been hearing this from candidates, that they need more immediate feedback. So we've made the goal for 2022 to give candidates a initial response within 24 hours. We have added more individuals to our team to make that possible. So that's the commitment we're making in 2022, to be able to get back to individuals with next steps within 24 hours of receiving their application.
Great. And can you talk a little bit, Megan, about that onboarding process like Copa Health shared? So you do after that initial application and someone hears back, do they do a phone screen? What are some of the next steps?
Yeah, absolutely. So after that initial application, the next natural step would be a phone screen with me. So we will just kind of reconfirm the location, the hours. You know, I'll have a few questions for you and want to open it up to any questions that you may have as well. During that interview, we would coordinate a time for you to either come in on site or virtually to meet with the clinic manager, see the tour, see the team, have an opportunity, you know, to meet with your teammates. And then from there, we will be able to give feedback within about 1 to 3 business days if we're moving forward. We're pretty similar to Copa Health. Our next new employee orientation is also going to be on the 7th of February. So we do have 2 orientations a month, especially as we're expanding. We do hire quite a bit. So we really do want to move forward pretty quickly and get individuals that feedback.
Thank you. All right, let's hear from Victor. Tell us a little bit about what the process.
Our application process is all online. Typically, we'll do, or the goal is to reach out to the candidate within 48 hours for that initial contact and arranging an interview with the manager. Obviously, depending on you know, scheduling efforts and whatnot, that's the goal. Anybody can walk into university and apply to our office too as well. And if they do, we've got computers set up for people to apply online and get an interview right then and there. One of the cool things is, and I always preach and working with all of our partners, is any referrals that any organization may have, send them directly over to us, because at that point we can just double check and send them straight to the interviews for a quick interview. The process, our backgrounds have been running also once an offer is made within 48 hours, depending on it, each case is different. But an employee can essentially be ready to work within 7 days.
Awesome, thank you. All right, Beacon Group, fill us in on your process.
Sure. So our hiring managers will reach out typically within 24 to 72 hours, depending on which department we're hiring for. Some departments do have a higher volume of applicants than others, so it really does depend on that. When it comes to the hiring process, the first step would be we have drug screening, background checks that need to come back. And the drug screening is almost instantaneous. Once you go to do it, we receive the information very quickly. The background check can take a little while. It depends on how many states an individual has lived in. If they've been in one state most of their life, it goes pretty quick, but it does vary based on individual. From interview to hire, it can take as little as a week and a half just to get them started. And our new hire orientations, we want to get people in as quickly as possible because we know that the background checks can take a while with what we're looking for. So we make it as soon as they're available. If they're available the day after their background check gets cleared, great, we will bring them in for an orientation.
Awesome, thank you for that. And let's hear from Angie regarding Hyatt and what that process is like.
Okay, well, ours is very similar to most everybody's. Our goal is to get in contact with the applicant within 48 hours. And I will say, somebody mentioned referrals. We're big on referrals. We want to bring people that our colleagues, are referring. So even with these community Zoom chats and all these kinds of things, if you can put that you learned about our openings from this call, I definitely will put that, and make sure that we get a hiring manager to talk to you. So it's always good to put like, who referred you? How did you hear about us? Because that kind of just gets you a little bit more attention. I will say also though, with the Hyatt, we are 24-hour operation, 7 days a week. So showing that you do have flexibility, even if you can't work, every weekend or, put a little bit more about you and your availability in that application. We will reach out to you just to confirm. So like I said, around 48 hours. And what I'll do is I go through all of the applications that come in through for all the hotels that I recruit for, and then I'll forward it on to the hiring manager. That hiring manager will call and do a quick phone screen for what their specific needs are at that time, and then hopefully bring you in for an interview. We do also do background checks, and that can take a while to get you on board, but there are positions that we can bring an applicant on before their background check comes back. So let's say stewarding or a cook, somebody who doesn't have access to guest rooms, cash, or guest information, we can bring on before the background check is processed, dependent on that, their job is dependent on when that does come back to make sure. But there are situations that we can get you in faster.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I can't believe we've almost been chatting for an hour already. So I'm going to wrap it up with maybe a couple more questions before we move back to Vera Lee. And for this, I really want to give you guys an opportunity. And we tell our job seekers to have an elevator speech, where they take a few minutes to introduce themselves to potential employers and talk about what they can bring to the table. I want to give you guys an opportunity to give your elevator speech as to why someone would want to work for your organization. What sets you apart? I've been hearing bits and pieces of it, and I want to give you the opportunity to take some time and give us the full picture. I've heard great benefits. I've heard attendance bonuses. I've heard education reimbursement. So I want to give you all the opportunity to let our job seekers know what sets you apart and why they should consider your organization. And for this, I'm going to allow whoever wants to speak first to go ahead. I won't put you on the hot seat. Anyone interested?
I'll go.
All right, great. All right, perfect.
So I came over to this company. I came over to Copa Health in 2019, and the first thing that I saw is a very family-oriented flexibility place. If something's happening or whatnot, they do treat you like family. They will accommodate and help. And you don't see that in many companies. I know we all do it. I know it happens, but you don't see it that often anymore, especially through the pandemic. The pandemic is a strong thing that I will say that I advocate when I'm recruiting people, saying our company's on top of it. We didn't get rid of anybody. We are open 24/7. We do want to see our candidates move on through the company, and the retention is great, and on top of the benefits and everything else as well. But Yolanda, do you have anything else to add?
Yes. It's been 5 years for me working with Copa Health. And as Greg had mentioned, our organization is very family oriented. From our executive management team, they really do take care of our staff. And it's a great place to work. We have a great team. Everyone is just so compassionate about their work. And then all of the benefits, like I had mentioned before, that Copa Health offers, and it's a really good place to work. That's about it I have.
Thank you so much. All right, Megan, why don't you tell us about CMS and what sets you guys apart?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think this also depends really on the candidate's perspective and what they're looking for to make this the perfect match. So I do feel that we have a variety of incentives that can meet individuals with maybe what they're looking for. Whether it's, you know, locations, we like the Hyatt, once you're an employee of Community Medical Services, if you want to transfer to any of the other 8 states we're in, soon to be 11, we can make that happen and we can help you with relocation assistance if needed. If you're looking for great benefits, we also have 3 weeks of vacation your first year. We can make that happen. You're able to enroll 30 days after the first date of hire. And we do have competitive pay as well as annual merit reviews. So you always will be on the rise. In terms of, you know, other benefits that we have, I'd say we're really transparent. We have direct interface, all employees, with our executive team. So if that's something that you're looking for, that's something that all employees have every Friday. And in terms of flexible schedules, I mean, we have 24/7 centers, so we can do first shift, second shift, overnight, weekends, part-time, hybrid schedules. It really just depends on what the candidate is looking for. And if we're able to have a conversation, I can let them know about all of the perks that might make this, you know, the best fit for them.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Megan. All right, Victor, tell us what sets Aramark apart.
You get to work with me. That's all you got to know.
Oh, there it is. There it is. You heard it here first.
No, I mean, we at Aramark, I mean, we make it fun, right? I mean, it's a lot of work, right? It's busy and whatnot, but the opportunities are endless, right? And very similar to the Hyatt, right? We're all over the place, right? And it's from us, you could start here working at the university, you could go work over at the convention center, you can work at a national park in the summers, and you could explore the United States, because we're in 9 different business lines. So it's just, I tell people that when they come to Aramark, you control your own destiny, and whatever you want to do, you can achieve it here. We've had student employees that started out as dishwashers, and now they're managing their own locations, and we're talking $2 to $10 million operations. So it's just whatever you want to do, Aramark's got various opportunities from operational to functional roles.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that. All right, Naomi, would you tell us about Beacon Group?
I would love to. This is where I get on a little bit of a pedestal with Beacon Group, because I am so passionate about it. We have a lot to offer, not just with growth opportunities, benefits, education, reimbursement, all of those as well, but also the people. The organization here, we really do care about one another. And I myself started out as a level 1 job coach about 5 years ago with Beacon. I have grown through the ranks of job coach. There is a clear growth ability there, level 1, level 2, level 3, and lead. So everybody has the chance for improvement and growing throughout those with their skill level as well as with their responsibilities. I'm now the rehabilitation project manager, and I lead a team of job coaches. So it's really inclusive. It's all about support here. If somebody has a question, we're going to answer it. We're going to do what we can to find the answer if we don't know the answer. As well as just the growth opportunities, there's also the connection that we have with the individuals that we support every single day. We're watching them grow. I have quite a few individuals who started out as clients who have now either become staff or they're working on becoming job coaches as we speak now. They're going through classes, they're training. That's what they want to do. They want to be like the individuals who supported them with their growth. So I think that's what makes Beacon amazing and why I stay here and intend to retire from here.
Thank you so much for that. All right, Angie, you're up.
Well, it sounds like we have a very great group of panelists here, because they've said everything that I pretty much want to say, but Hyatt, it definitely is a family feel. So I tell a lot of people when I go to college recruitment job fairs, it's almost like being in college, right? You have your hard days, you're all in it together, you work as a team, you have to get through it, but it's fun. You work with a good group of people, it's fun, you're all in it together and you support each other. And that I think is the biggest part of being with the Hyatt and Hyatt family. it's just that it feels good. It doesn't feel like just a job. It's fun. You're with your friends and you become a big family. Not to mention that you do get 12 free comp nights, any Hyatt around the world if they have availability per year. So that's pretty good too. And then let's see, what else can I tell you about us? Just their vision is we care for people to be their best. And we have several different, if you want to come in and you care about, something in the environment and you want to create a little committee for the Hyatt and you want to go out there and you want to, do this, the Hyatt encourages that and really wants people to get involved and to be out there and to just show up and make a difference. So, so many good things about it.
Thank you so much. Before I pass the ball over to Verily, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you guys today for being on this panel, and to our job seekers who are on the call or who will watch this on YouTube. This is a very diverse group of employers. There are tons of opportunities available. There's flexibility, there's incentives, there's a number of things. And Angie put something very important in the chat that I want to let job seekers know. If your voicemail is full, please clean it out so they can get a hold of you once you apply, because it's very difficult to get a hold of folks sometimes. So please clear out your voicemails once you apply so that way they can get a hold of you. But we presented to you a great varied opportunity for different types of employment, different types of employers, various cultures. So this is a great opportunity. And I really want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And now I'm going to share the PowerPoint again and give it to Verily to close us out. Bear with me 1 second. Thanks.
Thank you. And thank you all. What a wonderful panel we've had. I so enjoyed hearing from all of you about all your opportunities. And I can't tell you how delighted we have been to have you share all the information with us and people on the call. So again, thank you very, very much. So now I'm going to talk about some free resources for job seekers and employers. I'll start with Arizona at Work. We're the statewide workforce development network. We really help employers of all sizes and types recruit, develop, and retrain the best employees for your needs. Of course, for job seekers throughout the state, we provide services and resources, including opportunities for training grants, apprenticeship opportunities, etc. So we provide a lot of resources and information for employers and job seekers. Now, I work for Arizona at Work, Maricopa County. We have 2 career centers, one in Glendale, which is where I'm based, and one in Gilbert. We have career resources for job seekers. Every business day, we have free computers, Wi-Fi, printers, copiers, etc. for job seekers. And as well, we have lots and lots of flyers. I know I've placed some of your job flyers in our career centers for job seekers to come in and pick up and learn about your opportunities. And here is our website, Arizona at Work. Now I'll segue into Arizona Job Connection. This is our statewide database that we use to help employers post jobs and job seekers to search for jobs. I looked this morning and there are 90,000 jobs on Arizona Job Connection. That is statewide, but 90,000 jobs. So it's a huge, huge database of jobs. And I know we've helped some of you post jobs on Arizona Job Connection. I mentioned this earlier, but we're hearing loud and clear from employers across all sectors. They're finding it challenging to find really good employees. So if we can help by post your jobs in Arizona Job Connection, we'd be very, very happy to do so. And here is the website here for it. And of course, if you have any questions about Arizona at Work or what I do, I'll just put my email in the chat for you. So next slide, please. Okay, so we offer, as I mentioned, a lot of services and resources to job seekers. Here's just one of them. We have a virtual employment academy. It is a 4-part workshop covering everything about finding a job, creating a great resume, interview preparedness, etc. So this is free for job seekers to sign up and take advantage of all those resources, and that's how they sign up. Next slide, please. Okay, we have a job blast that goes out twice a week with lots of valuable leads and resources. And I know we featured a lot of your jobs in our job blast. So what we do is we encourage our job seekers to sign up. As you can see, text AZATWORK to 22828. And then twice a week, you get this amazing job blast in your inbox with, again, lots of resources, lots of jobs, lots of training information, etc. So this is a great resource that we offer for job seekers. And as I said, we can feature jobs in it as well. Next slide, please. So no man is an island, or no woman is an island. We're blessed to work with many, many community partners. As you can see, some of them are here. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Career Connectors. Then, of course, Chicanos per la Causa, Goodwill, and we have lots of job sites here where job seekers can go and apply, search and apply for jobs. So again, it's just some of our wonderful community partners that we're blessed to work with. Next slide, please. So here are a few upcoming events. I'd just like to say that we are very happy to feature upcoming events, hiring events in our job blasts. We post on LinkedIn. We, of course, print these flyers out to put in our career center. So if you're having any job fairs, and I know some of you do, let us know, but if you have any job fairs that are coming up, please send me the flyers and I will advertise them. So this first one here, Veterans Affairs, is having a job fair for housekeeping aides. As you can see, they're accepting submissions from January the 24th to February the 2nd. And here's a bit about how to apply. It is open to US citizens only. So again, Veterans Affairs are having, well, it's an ongoing job fair for housekeeping aides. Next slide, please. So another hiring event, Hydro are hiring on Wednesday, January the 26th from 10:30 until 5. Here is the location. This is an in-person event. I know we've had lots and lots of virtual events, but this is actually in person. So again, this flyer we've been circulating to our job seekers. Next slide, please. Again, a hiring event that we're promoting. City of Scottsdale Career Services are having this hiring event. They have a monthly job fair. This month it's January the 27th between 9:30 and 11:30, and that is in person as well at Scottsdale Career Center. So again, as you can see, we love promoting and advertising any hiring events in addition to the jobs. Next slide, please. Okay, finally, Swire Coca-Cola are having a job fair, January the 27th. This is in Glendale. Again, it's in person. And this is how you can apply online in advance, which is always a really good idea. I'd encourage all the job seekers on the call to apply in advance, rather than having to sit there with a clipboard and having to write all your information on the day. When of course it's a bit nerve-wracking to do that. I know I would find it nerve-wracking. So again, it's best to apply online in advance, if at all possible, before going to the job fair. Next slide, please. So save the date. So our next event, it will be virtual again. It's going to be Friday, February the 18th between 10 and 11:30. And we'll be delighted to welcome James Montoya. James is a workforce project manager with the City of Phoenix, and he's going to provide a really great overview of workforce statistics, the growth rate in the labor market. He talks about unemployment, salaries, where they're we've seen a lot of increase in salaries lately, haven't we? Because a lot of companies have been increasing the salary to try and get people, as we know. So this is an amazing presentation. He's great. So I'd encourage you to save the date. We will be sending out an invite nearer the time, but again, save the date, please, and join us on February the 18th to hear James talk about unemployment statistics, etc. Next slide, please. There we are. Now, it just remains for me to say again, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful panel for all your insights and information. Thank you for all our attendees, our participants. We love having you. We hope this has been useful. Thank you again and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.